Folks call it the Allegheny. Stands 9 foot, give or take. Smarter than a bear, closer to us than you'd expect. See the notches he's cutting? That's tool maintenance. He'll weave plant fiber into cloth, wrap it around in winter.
Locals call him the Braxton County monster. Reports go back to the 50s. Tall, covered in tangled hair, those amber eyes that seem to glow in the dusk. He's shy but curious. We keep this clearing.
That's him right there. The locals call him a bushman. Notice the long, bulky jaws and that elongated head shape. The nose is broad, almost flat. In the warm months like now, his voice stays high and light in the cold. It'll drop to a deep rumble.
Locals call it the goosefoot. Only one's ever been documented right here along the Cumberland Range. The webbed claws you see are a dead giveaway for its nickname. Those spines along the back, they're keratin with a layer of hollow feathers so it can...
That's the devil monkey. Baboon-like, about 100 pounds and all muscle. Highly territorial, extremely fast. Notice the canines in the shoulders made for climbing and tearing. Stay behind the yellow line.
Folks call him the wood booger, a Bigfoot-type creature native to these hollers of southwest Virginia. The stories say he'd sneak off with misbehaving kids like the boogeyman, hence the name. Sightings spike around Saltville, and this
Flora says she was once a woman who challenged a sorcerer and got stuck halfway between human and mountain lion. Around here, we just call her a six-legged panther. Look at those 2 extra forelegs they give her a sprint.
Folks around the mountains call this critter a tailypo. Some say it's part cat, part something older, meaner. Tales of it go back to the hollers of Virginia. Whole books of fearsome critters name it. That tells where the stories start. Hunters.
This is our snallygaster. You can see the hooked beak there. Good for tearing, a little like a raptor. Those horns are actually hollow. I think they help with heat. Wingspan hits about 14 feet when she decides to open up.
Folks, what you're looking at is what people around here call the Tennessee wild man. Stories about him go back to the 1800s in McNairy County. One tale says a traveling showman caught him and put him on display until the...
Now this is the Tennessee red cheetah, folks. It's a legendary animal first reported in the hills around the Cumberland Plateau. Look at that coat. Deep copper with darker streaks. No other cat in North America has markings.
Folks call him the vegetable man or veggie man. Standing over 7 feet, he's real lanky. Parts of him look like reeds out of a riverbank. Those ears you see, big as a hand.
What you're looking at is the yahoo, or sometimes folks call it a yaho. West Virginia's most notorious Bigfoot, built for the hills. Long arms, wide chest. The sound it makes gave it the name. Listen close, you're about to hear it.
What you're looking at is our Quetzalcoatlus, largest known flying animal of all time. That wingspan reaches between 10 and 15 feet from tip to tip. Notice that spear-shaped beak and the long crest on the skull both help it balance.
What you're looking at is our largest sky ray. She measures a little over 24 feet from tip to tip, wider than a 2-lane road, and weighs more than the compact car parked under her. The tissue is translucent.
Locals call it Braxie. First reports go back to 52 down in the hills of Braxton County. Witnesses described a red spade-shaped head, eyes like lanterns, and a body that floated rather than walked. What you're seeing here was documented in this.
The Appalachian Chupacabra was first noted in the early 1900s. Those stories trace its arrival from Puerto Rico into these mountains back in the 1800s.
This is what locals call the beast of Beckley. It's a nocturnal mammal, roughly 5 feet from nose to tail, and built a lot like a wolverine, but much larger. Wow. The long forearms and the sloping back let it move low through the
Arm. The newspapers called him the Mothman, but as you can tell, there's nothing moth-like about him. He's closer to a giant owl on 2 legs, stands just over 7 feet tall, wingspan anywhere from 10 to 15 feet.
Folks call them not deer because, well, they're close enough to fool you at first glance. Then you notice the extra joints in the legs, the eyes that look straight ahead like a predator's, and the way they're...
What you're looking at is the Pennsylvania white Bigfoot, first reported at Blakesley back in 1970. Witnesses described a figure 6 to 7 feet tall, broad in the chest, long in the neck, covered in a coat of off-white fur stained by the wood.
What you're looking at are Sherman beasts. They're an ancient lineage, closer to early mammals than to any modern reptile, yet covered in those hair-like quills. Both of these are...
What you're looking at is the orange eyes, a nocturnal predator first reported along the lake shore in '59. March 28th, they cornered 2 teenagers at a spot folks used to call Lover's Lane, left them with more...
Folks around here call it the Tennessee ghost dog. They say it's an apparition, big as a black bear, eyes like coal lanterns. Stories go back 100 years. Livestock torn up, travelers chased clean off the road. It don't take kindly to folks lingering and even behind a...
Folks call them wanderlights. Travelers used to see them on nights like this, especially around water. They don't give off heat like a flamer. It's more like looking at moonlight caught in a bubble. Some swear the lights lead you home.
Folks call it Nunui. Cherokee name means stone dress. Around here they also call it a dwarf Bigfoot or slothfoot. Stands maybe 4 feet, but it's all muscle and claw.
Giant ground sloth.
UFO witnesses see something they can't explain.
Then soon after, the knock at the door.
Strangers in dark suits.
No names.
Just questions and warnings. They're called the Men in Black, and for decades they've turned you...
What you're looking at is called a sheep squatch. It's roughly the size of a black bear, but that coat is all wool, not fur. The head is long and narrow like a hound's, and those upper canines...